Welcome back to Delhi. Terrific men's semi-final that, and the crowd got the result they wanted. And we're moving on to our fourth match, which is a women's singles between Han Yu of China and Ratchanok INTANON of Thailand. 7th seed against the number 4 seed. INTANON, one of those players that are popular to watch. And well, the seedings have worked out pretty well here, other than the fact there's no number 1 seed anymore. So you can see Nibing Zhao, PV Sidhu in the other semi-final. That will be match number 6, I think, for us here today. But first it's that top semi-final. Still just a teenager, Han Yu. Great to be joined again by Steen Pedersen as we wait for INTANON to come in. Steen, how much of a talent? We know how much of a talent she is, but what about the teenager who's going to be on the other side of the court? How good is she, and how good can she be?
Yeah, it's difficult to say. We've seen that China have been struggling for some time in the women's singles, but I think we've seen also Chen Yufei winning the All England recently here, so she could definitely lead on her compatriots, her youngsters there. So it's interesting to follow them in the years to come, no doubt about it.
Officials out on court, as you can see. Just the one previous meeting, which was in China last year, INTANON won in straight games. I think this could be a fascinating encounter. Obviously INTANON will be favourite. She's ranked higher, she's seeded higher. Han Yu just 19 years of age. 13 is her best ranking, as you can see. She's a former world junior champion. And she had a breakthrough year last year. She won the Syed Modi here in India. Also runner-up in Korea as well. Yet to drop a game. Pretty serene progress as well in those 3 matches to get here. And on the other side of the net, I mean, I mentioned that Han Yu's a teenager. INTANON's still only 24. She seems like she's been around for so long, Steve, but then I guess she started pretty young, didn't she?
Well, she has been. She became really, really good so early.
Won her first individual title at 14 in Vietnam. That's a decade ago. Well, something's got to give, because she hasn't dropped a game either this week. Rajendra from India is in the umpire's chair. And his fellow countryman is the service judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Han Yu, China. And on my left, Ratchanok INTANON, Thailand. Ratchanok INTANON to serve, Lavol, play.
So INTANON to get us underway in this women's
1 love.
Semi-final. Promising start for the Thai. Defended her Malaysian Masters title earlier this year. Beat Caroline Marin in the final. She won this event twice, Intanon, 2013, 2016. It's funny, Steve, this horses for courses thing, because something about England doesn't appeal to her, does it? She's knocked out in the first round again at the All England.
Yeah. Came off tournament in Germany where she reached the final there. And, it's a little bit fluctuating Intanon's game. When she plays well, is almost unbeatable, but she also has some dips in form.
Soft point there with the error of judgment from the Thai. Very, very quickly in. Right idea, just wrong execution.
Interesting also because, I mean, we saw that Ratchanok had a 1-0 head-to-head lead against Han Yue, but when she lost the first round in All England, it was to Chen Xiaoxin, also one of the upcoming Chinese youngsters, and Ratchanok has not the best of head-to-heads against Chen Yufei, who won the All England and who is, she was the top seed in this tournament, so Han Yue has sort of taken advantage of the withdrawal of her compatriot. She definitely have the game plan for beating Ratchanok Intanon. The question is whether she can execute it.
Well, also, I mean, you kind of think it's as much a mental thing as anything else, especially at 19. Does she have the mental game to beat one of the top players in the world? I'm saying she doesn't.
That's a very fair question there, Trevor, because if you look down the list of the players she's beaten in the World Tour era, there is a lack of absolute top 8 victories. Beaten Gregoria Mariska Tungjung. She's not in top 10, but beat her in New Zealand in a repeat of the World Junior Championship final, where it was was Tung Jung, who won that on home soil, then beat her compatriot Cha Yan. But that seems to be the most famous of her wins. That's going to be interesting to see if Han Yue can get a really good win against one of the absolute top players.
Don't think there's any question she's going to get higher than 13 in the world. It's a question of what she can achieve in the sport. That time she did leave it correctly. She almost second-guessed herself there.
Yeah, that was a great save by Han Yue. I think it was the odd position that she was in that tricked Ratchanok Intanon into believing that it was already a 1 point. She looked to be in great shape in Germany. Ratchanok played a fantastic final against Akane Yamaguchi, but then the conditions in the arena Birmingham made it difficult for her. Played an hour and 35 minutes against Chen Xiaoxin in the first round. Sort of nullifies the exceptional technical skills of Ratchanok Intanon.
Generates terrific racket speed, and well, terrific first part of the opening game, and Intanon will take the narrowest possible lead for the 1 minute break mid-game.
One high-tech, the audio system there.
That's not in your collection then, no?
No.
She looks a pretty calm customer, doesn't she, Hannah? She does a little bit of talking to herself, but she looks very focused and control of her emotions.
Yeah, she can play from the underdog perspective today, in my opinion. Or in Spain, where she lost the semi-final against Line Kjærsgaard from Denmark, and definitely became nervous in that match, in my opinion.
Nice supple touch from Intanon.
Net drop there.
Well, you suspect that even if Han loses this match, she'll end up learning a lot. Just the one previous meeting, as you saw, that was a little while ago.
Definitely.
Service over 11-14. Service over 15-11.
Clearly in the driver's seat, Ratchanok. She doesn't look like she's playing 100% even, but still 5-point lead. That's convincing. But she's playing the more easy side. There's a bit of a drift coming from the far side of the court towards the near side here. So doesn't have to hold back in any of her shots to the back court.
Well, remember, it was just 11-10, the interval.
I always like she needed a little reminder. This is how you do it against Han Yue.
Fine shot, but it might just be something of a stay of execution in this opening game for Han.
Right the court, please.
And she likes the crosses from her long backhand corner. Han Yue. Good drop shot from there as well.
Play.
Sure, she can put it long from this near side as well. In stadiums, the drift can be really, really tricky. I don't think that's the case here, but sometimes there's different drift and different layers, so to speak. So if you play a high lob or a high clear, it gets taken by the drift. And if you play a little bit more flat shot, there's no drift at all. Depending a lot on the construction of the air conditioning system in the hall, and many entry doors and windows are open.
Immediate challenge here.
Challenges called in.
First impression was that it was on the line, but
you should be a touch judge.
Challenge unsuccessful. Correction.
So not exactly charging over the line here Intanon, but
Service over 15,
just needs a couple
19,
more points to secure this opening game. It was the angle that set that up, wasn't it? Really acute again.
Service over 20, game point 15.
5 game points then for the tie. And that was good. So 21-15 in just 16 minutes and with a minimum of fuss. Well, see, she's enjoying herself. Pretty much level backhand and forehand, which means hand just doesn't know where it's coming next. She's played some fabulous angles as well. Let's see whether hand can stem the tide in this second game. She's going to have to, wants to stay in this tournament.
Service over 1 love.
Wide. Bit of sideways drift as well from right to left. Wrong yesterday, definitely. The right side to the left side of the court. But in the men's singles with Shrikant against Huang Yu Chang as well, as they wanted to play safe, they played the right side of the court. That's actually one of the things where we saw the winners in the first game from Ratchanok INTANON, the smash winners, was all to the backhand side of Han Yue, but that's also the more safe side due to the drift, so maybe it's because of the drift that she's hit more winners there. Maybe it's because the backhand side is a little weaker. Here we saw a winner to the forehand side, so it just shows how difficult it is to create statistics that in a coach-player context is useful. Very often they're simply Those are two basic statistics that can be made from accurate or automated system.
Well, it's not going right at all at the moment for Han. Another error of judgment there, and she was so close to it, she knew it was in. No point challenging.
Service over 2-5.
It's almost like Intanon is playing in kind of second gear at the moment and not really having to engage anything else.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Having fun. That was going wide.
And that's better shot from Han.
I always disliked when my opponents smiled at me when they were returning my shots. I thought that was a bad sign.
Maybe they were
Look at that. When she gets that, there's a smile on Ratchanok's face.
She might have just been being polite, Steve.
Yeah.
I mean, she does come from the land of smiles after all.
4-6.
Couple of points in quick succession from Han gives the scoreline a less lopsided look.
Yeah, and it could be a little bit dangerous for Ratchanok because Anna is playing clearly the easier side for her game, her playing style.
6.
We compare them, there's no doubt that Ratchanok can control her shots better from the far side of the court when playing with the drift than it was the case from Han Yue.
Service over 7-5.
One left.
8-5.
Well, a bit of good fortune never hurts when you've been under the kind of pressure that she has been under in this match so far.
Great control.
Service over 9-6. Service over 7-9.
Obviously nowhere near enough depth on that shot from Intanon.
Just great retrieval from woman here, Han Yue. from the position. Oi! I think she should have left that. Indecision again.
You see the frustration etched all over Han's face. If you leave the door ajar, Intanon will surely walk straight through it. Easy kill in the end, but it was earlier in the rally where she had the chance.
There were some situations in this rally where you could see that Ratchanok was taking a chance, moving to the backhand side ahead of this. Yeah, it was the 2 or 3 shots before. Counting on the habit shot of Han Yue. Cross attacking shot and also going into the sideways drift, so that's a calculated chance.
That was a genuine statement of intent. 11-9 then. Intanon leads as they go for the mid-game interval.
Great defense by Han Yue. Satisfied. Coach, this one here, so tight over the net, so short.
Well, certainly showing she's competitive here, Han. Having been pretty much outplayed in the first game, trailed for most of the second, and she's still in there fighting, and only a point behind now.
Fantastic shot. Really, really quick release. The racket there from Intanon, and it makes it so hard for the opponent to judge whether it's a straight or a cross shot. He uses the movement of the body and the arm to judge what kind of direction the shot is going in. Good perception.
But she still can't shake the teenager off in this game.
No, and I think it could be a little bit costly. Could cost at least an extra game, because I mean, there's just 1 point in it. There's still some element of luck in each single rally, and a couple of good runs on the line or the top of the net could mean a lot for Han Yue.
Well, anyone's from here now. She's got herself on terms in this second game.
Right, it feels like difficult to time the shots from the right side of the court, especially that long backhand corner where Ratchanok is playing a smash from now. The sound of the shot is it's not really a clean hit. Quite enough sideways drift to take that in.
Yeah, clear daylight between shuttle and sideline. Quick to see that backhand option, Intanon. And all these points are precious here. Doesn't want to have to play an extra game if she can help it. The final looming tomorrow.
It seems like she can sort of up the pace in the rallies when she wants to, Ratchanok Intanon, and score points when she decides she wants to score points. But I still think it's a dangerous strategy.
Error of judgment again from Intanon. Well, couldn't have been accused of not going for that, but once again, too much angle, and they're all square again.
low forehand, mid-court and back-court hand Yue. From the semi-final against Kersfeld in Spain. It's one of her strong points, that deep forehand. Excellent net play.
That was a terrific shot, wasn't it?
17 all.
Giving Intanon something of a taste of her own medicine. She's done that a couple of times to Han. That'll help. If you're Han, you're thinking this is a cruel game sometimes.
Service over 18-17. Service over 18 all.
How costly might this be? Drop bang on the line.
Service over 19-18. Service over 19 all.
We're going right down to the wire in this second game. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, now lock is much more significant than over the duration of a full game.
Game point 19.
And here's the game point for the teenager to level the match. She's hardly led in this game, but this is where it counts. Missed it. One game all. Out of nowhere, really. And we are going the distance in this women's singles.
1 game on. White ball. second. Final game, level, play.
She should be a little bit annoyed with herself, Intanon, not having won that second game. She had the chances to.
It's like we discussed, in my opinion, that wasn't really able to get the decisive cushion Wei's hat Han Yue within striking distance, and of course if you're just 2 points behind, there's a difference in attitude compared to being 5 or 6 points behind. There's only 2 points, you still believe that this can be done. Still see Ratchanok is the clear favorite to win this match though, but spending extra time on court could become costly later in this tournament or later in the next 2 weeks tournaments in Malaysia and Singapore.
Service over 1-3.
Yeah, she checked a guess as well. Han Yue.
Service over 4-1.
Han Yue, she's gonna comeback ratio 27% on the World Tour. That means in 27% of the matches where she's lost the first game, she's come back to win it.
Well, called in, there's going to be a challenge here from Intanon.
Let's not get them wrong.
Wants
Challenges, call,
Hawkeye on the case. Have a look at this. Good challenge.
Yeah, it was.
Correction out.
In the statistics for third game performances, Ratchanok INTANON wins 42% of her 3-game matches on the World Tour, won 5 out of 12.
She has missed a few shots today that we're not really used to seeing her miss. Played some very good shots as well.
But you said it earlier, Trevor, you said playing in the, was it the second gear you said, or I think that feels that she's going to win this match here, but dangerous if you take it a little bit too lightly. Well, you can't believe it, Ratchanok.
Cheap point for Intanon there.
And that's what Han Yue should avoid gifting points to Ratchanok. She's got to play a more attacking game on this far side of the court. Much more attacking than she did in the first game, but she's got to stay in balance as well. First the accurate defense by this woman, and then the cross net drop. Excellent execution.
Just running her around the court a little bit now, Intanon. All of a sudden, there's some genuine daylight on the scoreboard.
Well placed. Important for Hungary to catch up a little bit before the change of ends here, if she's to have a chance of winning this match. Oh, good deception.
That's nonchalant brilliance. If that's not a paradox. Made it look like it was the easiest thing in the world.
I don't know if it's possible to name a shot that Ratchanok INTANON can't execute. I don't think it is. I can't think of one.
Well, a very handy lead here. 11-4 at the mid-game interval. Play. Service over 5-11. She has misjudged a few today.
Beginning when the Hawkeye system was implemented, Ratchanok was famous for wasting her challenges really quickly in her matches. There was a different urgency about that rally there.
Well, she doesn't want to give Han any even small hint of encouragement by letting her get 2 or 3 points successively, and then she'll think, oh, I'm back in this.
Yeah, exactly.
Certainly, Intanon was clinical in the first half of this final game. That's a great shot, though.
Service over 6-12.
Tennis shot she played on that service, Intanon.
She was getting set to leave it, wasn't she? And then change of mind.
You can find a tennis shot that you can't make. I don't mind. I thought it was a good idea. It was a fun idea. It was what makes badminton fun to watch. That players have the courage to try these shots.
Thank you. Play.
She's just an absolute master of the art, isn't she? I think she could deceive a basket full of snakes if she wanted to.
Out of trouble there.
14-7.
One of the situations where they could improve a bit in the flat game and the front court turning opportunity into points.
Service over 8-14.
That was a bit of desperation there, I think.
And it's really difficult to get the correct timing in that corner. Seems like the sound of the shots is not would expect.
Another mistake. And all of a sudden, Han is right back in this deciding game.
And she's got to work a little bit harder. Ratchanok INTANON has got to up the pace, follow up on her attacks and be ready to attack both the second time and the third time. Otherwise this could be slipping through her fingers. Well played.
11-14.
Ratchanok wants the court mopped, and the umpire's not allowing it. And we had an incident yesterday where Mia Blichfeld played the PV Sindhu. That was the same 2 or 3 times. She was denied having the court mopped, and I just think it's not really good umpiring. It's simply too dangerous. Continue if there's moisture on the court.
Well, straight away a challenge called out. He's got one challenge right in this game so far, but not that one.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. 11-40. 12-43.
She looks mentally frail at the moment.
Yeah, she's squandered the lead. Was it 10-4, 11-5? So you can see the pace has gone up now, but Han Yue is there as well, and she's playing the better side of the court.
14 all. Right the ball, please. That's not. Thank you.
Doing well, Han Yue, she's getting a lot back. Oi, that's a pity for the Chinese players. She worked so hard there to retrieve all of Ratchanok Intanon's attacking shots.
15-14. That's not. That's not. That's not. Not. Good call.
So now Ratchanok is ready to serve, and the umpire sort of suggests that the players take a towel down. That's very peculiar.
Wait.
Trying to win her 18th title, 18th tournament victory this week, Intanon. She's got a real battle on her hands here. Keep that chance alive. Just don't expect her to miss that kind of shot.
Service over 15 all.
Wide. He's really got to buckle up now, Ratchanok Intanon, otherwise. And Yue is going to make a fantastic comeback in this match.
Well, it's going to be a test of, I was about to say it's going to be a test of her mental resolve as well, and that didn't bode well.
Service over 16
Suddenly,
all.
a lot of nerves out there, a lot of tension. exactly an hour on court. All square games and points. That's better. Brave shot to hit as well.
70.
Clearly went for the outright winner there. Dicing with the sideline. It wasn't much of a gap really either, going that side.
No. Position. A little short lift from Han Yue and immediately punished. I think she's gotten a little bit tense. The Chinese youngster.
Thank you.
Much more confident leave that time.
Challenges.
Well, I guess she feels she has to, nothing to lose, but I can't believe this is going to work.
Should be able the umpire should be able to judge that correctly. It was coming down from a very high position.
Challenge.
Indeed it was.
Challenge unsuccessful. 19-16 play. 170 minutes.
Well, under the circumstances, that was a hell of a shot. But maybe and she was feeling a little tense when it was 16-17 all, but
Yeah.
now that she's kind of an underdog again, that tension gone. It's gone.
And I think also perhaps Ratchanok feels a little bit too secure. That could be dangerous. Important point. Little match point.
Yeah, difference between 2017 and the score we have now.
Yeah.
80-90.
Amazing deception on that short service from Han Yue.
Just a brilliant touch, wasn't it?
What we're getting in replay from the net camera.
2 match points.
And you?
Here it is.
And you?
Oh,
And you?
amazing.
Match point 18.
Well, it won't go down as one of Intanon's best performances, but it was a gritty victory in the end, and that's all that counts ultimately. Looked on course for a comfortable victory in straight games. Good fight back from Han Yue, who showed us evidence of her ability and what we've got to see in years to come, no doubt. But it's Intanon that will go through into tomorrow's final. A little nervy at times, not at her best, but ultimately good enough to secure the win. One final look at the match-winning point. I think relief as much as delight. 21-15, 19-21, 21-18. In 65 minutes on court. Next up, a fascinating men's singles. Kashyap versus Axelsen.